Welcome back to Silent Conspiracy. Tonight, we examine one of India's most frustrating unsolved murders, a case where forensic evidence pointed directly at one person. Psychological tests scream deceptive, yet after 18 years of investigation, the prime suspect walks free while a 21-year-old engineering student's killer remains at large. Picture this. July 19, 2007, Dombivli, Thane, Maharashtra. 21-year-old Snehal Gaware, a second-year mechanical engineering student at Sardar Patel College, is alone at home recovering from a leg injury sustained during a trek. Her mother leaves for work at 11 a.m. By 6 p.m., Snehal has vanished without a trace. That evening, at 3:28 p.m., a blank SMS arrives on her mother's phone from Snehal's mobile. By 5:15 a.m. the next morning, Snehal's mother discovers her daughter's body stuffed inside the storage space of a box bed, hands tied behind her back, a towel gagging her mouth, and clear evidence of death by asphyxiation and strangulation. Yet 18 years later, despite brain fingerprinting tests revealing the suspect's deceptive involvement, despite psychological profiling suggesting his guilt, despite missing evidence that should have clinched the case, the investigation remains open. The prime suspect walks free, and Snehal's case becomes a cautionary tale of how India's legal system can fail victims even when evidence seems overwhelming. In June 2007, just weeks before her death, Snehal had gone on a trek with friends. During the trek, she sustained injuries to her feet, specifically nail injuries, and returned home to recover. She was temporarily bedridden, unable to attend college, spending her days at home in the Ninad Cooperative Society housing complex in Dombivli. It was during this period of vulnerability, alone at home, recovering, restricted in mobility, that her life would end under circumstances that remain disputed and officially unsolved nearly 2 decades later. On the morning of July 19, 2007, Snehal's mother, Kalpana Gaware, a schoolteacher, left for work at approximately 11 a.m. Snehal remained alone in the flat, her injured legs still healing. At 3:28 p.m., Kalpana received a blank SMS from Snehal's mobile phone. No message content, just an empty transmission. Kalpana tried calling back immediately, but Snehal's phone was switched off. Concerned, but not yet alarmed, Kalpana contacted Snehal's friends and her boyfriend, Hiren Rathod. Nobody had seen or spoken to her since the morning. No one could explain the blank message or why her phone was now unreachable. When Kalpana arrived home around 6 p.m., the flat was eerily silent. Snehal's slippers sat by the door, slippers she never left at home if she was out. Her glasses were on the table. Her brace's orthodontic retainer sat unused. Everything suggested she had never left the apartment. Frantic, Kalpana called police at approximately 10:30 p.m. and filed a missing person complaint. Unable to sleep, racked with maternal intuition that something was terribly wrong, Kalpana wandered through her apartment around 4 a.m. on July 20th. In Snehal's bedroom, she noticed a water pitcher that should have been stored in the box bed storage compartment was sitting out. She opened the storage space to return the pitcher. What she saw would destroy her forever. Her daughter's body cramped into the narrow storage space, her hands tied behind her back with cloth, a white towel bound around her. Mouth, her legs folded unnaturally to fit the confined space. Snehal's mother let out a scream that echoed through the complex. Police arrived within hours. What they discovered was forensically significant. No signs of forced entry into the apartment. No windows broken. No doors damaged. Someone Snehal knew had entered her home. The post-mortem examination revealed death by asphyxiation caused by smothering. There were clear ligature marks on her neck from the cloth used to bind her hands when it was pulled up to strangle her. Most ominously, no DNA evidence was recovered from the crime scene, suggesting the killer wore gloves or meticulously cleaned the scene. 2 critical items were missing from her body: a gold chain she wore constantly and her mobile phone. The phone was particularly troubling. Why would a killer take a mobile phone? What secrets did it contain? Investigation quickly focused on Hiren Rathod, Snehal's boyfriend. The couple had been dating, though sources indicated their relationship had been contentious recently, according to police documents. Rathod and Snehal had had significant conflicts over his jealousy of her dominance in the relationship. She was suspicious and would ask her friends to keep a watch on him. Just days before her death, Rathod had asked Snehal not to contact him for a week because he wanted space. Coincidentally, or perhaps deliberately, Snehal died during that exact week. When police questioned Rathod, he provided a complex narrative on July 19th. He claimed his phone battery was malfunctioning. He said he had kept his phone switched off for most of the day and was only turning it on periodically to make calls. He claimed he didn't learn of Snehal being missing until around 8:30 p.m., despite being in regular contact with her friend circle that evening. Rathod worked as a management trainee at Valta's company in Mumbai. Claimed he was at his workplace between 9 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. on July 19th. To verify this, police requested his attendance register for July 2007. Here the investigation hit its first major obstacle. Valta's company could not locate the attendance register for July 2007. Despite multiple requests, first in July 2012, then again in September 2013, the company claimed the document no longer existed. This was extraordinarily convenient. Without the attendance register, Rathod's claim of being at work could neither be confirmed nor disproven. Police conducted extraordinary forensic tests on multiple suspects. Rathod, Snehal's parents Hiren and Kalpana Gaware, and Kalpana's alleged boyfriend Anil Jawalekar. The results were striking. Brain electrical oscillation signature. Profiling BOSP, commonly called brain fingerprinting, was conducted on Rathod. This test measures neurological responses to crime-related stimuli to detect if someone has experiential knowledge of a crime. The July 2, 2008 report stated definitively that Rathod was found deceptive while answering no to critical questions. Did you go to Snehal's house? Were you present when she was attacked? Did you smother and kill her? Did you place her body in the box bed? Did you take her chain and phone? More damning still, the BLCB report concluded, Rathod showed experiential knowledge on a number of significant probes that depict him to have gone to Snehal's house, attacking and murdering her, putting her body inside the bed box and carrying her chain and mobile phone. The report's final conclusion: Rathod's psychological evaluation is indicative of his involvement in the murder of Snehal Gaware. Contrast, Kalpana was found truthful about her innocence, Jawalekar was truthful, and Hiren results were inconclusive. But the psychological profile also revealed troubling family dynamics. Hiren suspected his wife of an extramarital affair with Jawalekar. Marital discord plagued the family. Snehal's elder sister Sheetal had filed a police complaint against their father for allegedly beating her. In February 2010, a summary report was filed officially classifying the case as genuine but not detected. The investigation transferred from Dombivli police to the Kalyan crime branch, suggesting something was amiss with the initial response. Then, on April 7, 2010, Rathod returned to India after his father's death. Significantly, he voluntarily appeared before court and filed an application to undergo narco-analysis, a controversial truth drug test. On April 20, 2010, Rathod was arrested. Charges were filed: Section 302 murder and Section 201 destruction of evidence. But here's where the case begins to unravel legally. While narco-analysis was approved, Rathod obtained bail by May 26, 2010. Critically, before the narco test could be conducted, Rathod filed an application withdrawing his consent. Without his consent, the narco-analysis couldn't proceed, a legal protection that allowed him to escape the test despite his voluntary application. By January 24, 2011, unable to produce the attendance register, lacking forensic DNA evidence, and blocked from conducting the narco tests, police filed an application under Section 169 of the CRPC release, when evidence is deficient, requesting Rathod's discharge. The Kalyan court rejected this application on January 31, 2011, ordering further investigation and noting there was scope for further investigation. Police tried again in March 2014 after consulting with Valta's company twice more and finding the attendance register still could not be located. Again, the court on September 30, 2015, rejected the application, repeating that the investigation was unsatisfactory and there remained scope for further investigation. Yet despite court directives, no charges were ultimately filed. Rathod was never tried. He was never convicted. He was technically acquitted due to insufficient evidence, despite the BEOSP report suggesting his involvement. One tantalizing lead emerged in August 2007. Snehal's phone was recovered from a stationery shop owner in Kandivali named Mansukh Shivaji Patel. Patel claimed a man had walked into his shop and sold him the phone on July 31, 2007, claiming he had found it. Who was this man? Where did he find the phone? How did Snehal's phone move from her Dombivli home to a stationery shop in Dombivli in just 11 days? As these questions were never answered. The phone's SIM card was missing, erasing crucial call records that might have revealed who contacted whom on July 19th. That cryptic blank SMS sent at 3:28 p.m. on July 19th was never adequately explained. Who sent it? Was Snehal forced to send it as a signal to someone? Did the killer send it? Was it accidental? Police theorized it may have been Snehal's attempt to signal her mother before she was attacked. But this theory was never developed further. As of 2025 to 18 years after Snehal's death, the case remains officially open, but without active leads. No charges have been filed against anyone. Rathod is free, living his life, having never been tried. Snehal's parents remain devastated. Kalpana has reportedly refused to speak publicly about the case, trying very hard to recover from her loss. The trauma of finding her daughter's body in a box bed appears to have shattered her irreparably. Does Hiren Rathod remain free because he genuinely didn't commit the crime, or because evidence was destroyed? A crucial attendance register mysteriously disappeared, and India's legal system failed to bridge the gap between suspicion and proof. Why did Velta's company twice requested for the attendance register claim it no longer existed, effectively preventing verification of Rathod's alibi? How can a brain fingerprinting test indicating someone's involvement not lead to prosecution? Only because of technicalities like the suspect withdrawing consent for narcoanalysis. Was this a case of genuine insufficient evidence or systematic failure of justice? What do you think? Should Rathod be arrested again based on the BEOSP report suggesting his involvement? Is the missing attendance register proof of conspiracy or simply bureaucratic negligence? And after 18 years without answers, what justice can possibly be served to Snehal's parents, whose daughter was murdered in her own home? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this exploration of Snehal Gaware's unsolved murderware evidence seemed damning yet justice remained elusive disturbed you. Hit like, subscribe to Silent Conspiracy, and ring the bell.